Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Today we have a very, very, very special rider. She is very active in the YouTube channels or in all the medias, and she's helping a lot the ladies to come to this sport. And I think she's a fantastic rider. She can teach lots of men how to ride because she can goes very fast, sometimes more fast than the machine can handle. And I'm very happy to have her here today, to first of all to show that this sport is big. Is not made for men. It's made for everybody, and she teach me lots of things. I was seeing around 3 or 4 days the right position to put my boots on the pedals, and I was seeing the video from her. But I would like to present to you guys this beautiful lady and rider that we have in our community. Then, how are you? Are you good?
Yeah. Oh, was that a question? Hi.
Yes. So first of all, I want to ask you, how do you find this sport? How this sport find you? How do you came to this? We have a video here from the beginning from you, and if you guys want to see it, that is in a Facebook. That was the first one, around 1 year, a little more.
Yeah.
Tell us a little more. How do you came to this sport? Because I know that you are a person who loves sports.
I I don't love sports. I was just like being a couch potato and watching you I was on Facebook and one of the ads was for a one wheel and I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's really interesting." This motorized thing on one wheel and skateboardy thing, and I've never done anything like that before, so I figured I'd check it out and I started watching more YouTube videos about the one wheel. And then in one of the YouTube videos, it was a group ride. And on the group ride, there was an EUC like just zipped by. And I was like, whoa, 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 wait a minute, what was that? And then I started looking into the EUCs. And then I totally forgot about the one wheels because I wanted something more like the EUC. It was faster and, better and all that. So it already seemed impossible to ride a one wheel for me. So I was like, yeah, the EUC looked even more intimidating than the one wheel. It was higher up and bigger and faster, and it was even scarier than the one wheel. But I was like, if I'm already gonna poop my pants and get scared shitless, then might as well go for the faster one. So I picked out an EUC. I did the typical thing, which was to post onto Facebook. I found the Facebook electric unicycle group. I
Mhm.
posted up and I said, "Hey, my first EUC. What should I get?" And then they said a whole bunch of stuff, V8s and a lot of V8s, a lot of S18s and stuff like that. And then I picked the RS19.
Then you pick
So
this one here.
because, yep, that's the one. And I wanted something that I wouldn't have to upgrade immediately. So I was
Hmm.
trying to go for something I could grow into. And then and then it kind of sucked because after my first ride with Marty, then he was like, "You need a Sherman." And then I was like, "Oh my gosh, the whole point of getting the RS was so that I get something I wouldn't outgrow immediately." And then Marty is like, "No, you need to do the long distance rides." So, yep, that's how it worked.
So, guys, Martin is a guy who makes lots of interviews. If you don't know it, he makes like lots of reviews, and if I'm going to leave the link to there for you guys to go and see his channel. I think he brings lots of information for you to see it, tests and everything, and rides. And I think it's a good opportunity for you guys to see. First of all, the two of you, because I think you make now lots of tests, lots of range, lots of teaching other people how to write. So, how is being for you this journey? Do you have any time imagine that you're going to be, or you're going to take this as a something that you're going to love for a long time because you are loving this?
Well, I don't know about loving it. I okay. So interesting enough, the first Marty was the first EUC person that I rode with. So I was really scared. I was really timid, and then Marty kept saying, "Let's go for a ride. You know, I'll take you on a group ride." Group with just you and me
Mm-hmm.
because I'm very socially inept and I'm very socially awkward and I get social anxiety, and so he was trying to get me to go to a group ride, but I didn't want to be in a group. And so then he was like, okay, just you and me then, you know, and we'll go do a mountain ride. And Glendora GMR,
Mm-hmm.
Glendora Mountain Road, is the one. It's one road that I'm familiar with because I rode that back when I was motorcycling, and I love that road. So, you know, it's like, we'll go somewhere familiar. It'll just be you and me. It'll be fine. It'll be safe. And we don't even have to have a set miles or a set schedule. We just do what you can do. And when you're done, we're done. And we can turn around at any time and all that. So he made it super easy for me. And yet I was still like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And so finally I was like, okay, I can do this. So I met up with him at GMR and then we had a great ride. I thought I could only do 10 miles, but I think we ended up doing like 25, 30 miles. And the only reason why we stopped was I think I was getting tired, but also I was on RS 19.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when he told me that I needed to get a Sherman. But yeah, at that time, he asked me something like, so how do you like the EUCs? Do you think you're going to be staying in it for very long? And I told him then that, I was really starting to enjoy it. And if I did enjoy it, then I probably would stick around for a while. But my typical for new hobbies is like 6 months. And because I tend to jump into something 100%, learn it, get good at it. I never try to master it. I just get
Mm-hmm.
moderately good at it, and then I get bored and I jump to something else. And I said, but if this is something that I do end up enjoying, then I will be in it for a while, and everyone will know my name because that's how I did it in the motorcycle community when I was racing. That's how I did it in the horse world when I was racing horseback endurance, and I'm just that type of person that when I get into something 100%, you'll know it.
So you are talking about that. There is a person who has direct make the question, and because you talk about how do you came with the name,
How do I come with what name?
the YouTube name. The
Oh,
question
what is
is,
my
how
YouTube
did
name?
you came up with your YouTube name?
I don't know. What's my YouTube name?
I don't
It,
know. Is it
isn't it
just?
just Dawn?
I think it's done, but it's the question what they made here. That's why I'm asking myself why.
if
Yeah,
if they're talking, are you able to see what is my name? I thought it's Dawn Champion.
that is Brian. Well, ask him.
Who's Brian?
I don't know. That is a guy. He's online and is asking. Hi Dan, how did you came up with your YouTube name? I think that
Is
was maybe is not your original name. That's why I was asking.
oh oh because people don't think that Champion is my real name.
Okay,
Okay,
that's why
so
maybe.
okay, you guys, I am not. I don't. My head is not that big that I just like call myself champion for no reason at all. So Dawn Champion is my legal name,
Mm-hmm.
and how that came about is it's actually a really long personal story, but I can tell you that what I did is I'm from Taiwan,
Mm-hmm.
and when I came here to the States and I could, um, what I did was I translated my Chinese name. So instead of Guan Shaolu, which is my name,
Mm-hmm.
and instead of trying to make, oh, you guys try to pronounce my Chinese name, which you guys will butcher up. And then
But
every time I
everybody
say
wants
it,
to know your name.
cringe.
Sorry, it's champion.
So,
Your real
yeah.
last name.
So I translated it, and so in Chinese, my name means the the Dawn's Serene Champion. So when I came to the States, I translated it to the Dawn's Serene Champion. And my name is Dawn Serena Champion. And
Beautiful
there you
name,
go. Makes
Serena.
it easy.
Why don't you put Serena too? That is will be like a perfect name.
Because I'm not serene. Have you seen the crazy things that I do? I mean, serene is something that I would aspire to be, something that I wish I was more of, but I'm too crazy to be called Serena.
So there is another person say that you are sure an inspiration to women everywhere. You are amazing racer. Do you like to race?
No, I hate racing. Every time people want me to race, I'm like, no, I'm not a racer. I don't like. Okay, so my last crash is like the perfect example of this. I have a temper problem. I have a crazy problem. I have a momentarily insanity problem. It's like, you don't want me anywhere volatile at all. When you see me calm and happy, that is me like doing my utmost best to be calm and happy. So in a race type situation, it's high stress, it's high pressure. It'll bring out the worst in me, and I don't like that. So I'm over here trying to say, keep it calm, because I feel there's an inner baby Hulk in me, just like waiting to come out at any time. And I am trying my hardest to repress that and to keep that hidden away and safe so that I'm a good girl. So yeah, I don't want to race. If I go fast, that is a byproduct. And then that's fine. I go fast without knowing I'm going fast. And I go fast because it's just a byproduct of me like losing myself in the flow and the feel and the music and the feel of the machine and me interacting with the environment around me. And then I lose myself into that. And then before you know it, I'm going fast, but I'm not trying to go fast for the sake of going fast. So a lot of people think I'm an adrenaline junkie, and I'm not. I don't like going into that zone. It's just that I get lost, and I'm just like, and I was like, oh my gosh, I am like.
When you see you are there, that is for everybody who loves this sport. That's how can I describe the same like you. We are riding, and we don't see. We are not looking to the miles we are riding. We just want to have fun. And
yeah,
because you make lots of videos for everybody wants. I just want to show something for everyone. That is the YouTube channel from her, and you have lots of videos that she writes for 1 hour or a little more and explains. She has videos that she sits in her house and she makes a live and she talks with the persons. If you are a person who wants to make questions, go there, talk with her. She is always very polite with everybody. She is always taking care of everyone, and I think you are doing an amazing job. That's what we need. For me, just making a review is not interesting. I'm a person who trusts more in the riders, and you are a rider, you know how to ride, and of course you can explain to everyone a little more about your experience. I think we are learning every day, and these persons are starting like you start, and we have to go from there. Like me, I'm starting in AUC. I'm more a skateboarder, and I came and I see this video because I was not with my right position with my foot, and I said, okay, I came to your video, and there you are, showing to everyone how is the best way for you, how do you put it and everything, and I try it, and it works. That's what we call community, that we help each other to achieve things. I think that is what we need. That's why I love your type of reviews. I prefer to have persons I can trust. Then I go see a channel, and I know that you are talking of something that you know. And sometimes we don't see that in YouTubers. That's why I make this channel, because I learned so much with the riders, and the riders is the best persons who can teach you everything. Like you told us that when you buy your first AUC, you come to the community and you ask, what is the best direction for me? But sometimes it's difficult because each person is different. For you today, you are a person that you ride a lot. Do you have lots of devices? I'm going to make you a question like this. Are you a fan of Bigote?
Yes.
Tell us why. I'm just telling for everybody, to everybody's out there to understand, because Bigote is not Bigote is fantastic. I think you can explain better than me. I don't ride Bigotes.
You don't?
I try it, but I don't ride Bigote. I don't have so much experience in AUCs like you.
I just started. Okay, so in the motorcycle world, in the horse world, you have different companies. You have the big four is Yamaha, Suzuki, Honda, and Kawasaki. And then in the horse world, you have your different types of horses. Thoroughbreds are this type, Arabians are this type, quarter horses are this type. Different people gravitate to different things. So immediately when I came to the EUC world, I wanted to know what the big players were and what they were about, because they're going to have their different personalities, just like everything else does, right? So I quickly found out that you got Bigote, you got King Song, you got Emotion, and you got Leaper Kim. So those are the big players in here, right? So then I started to look into, okay, what are their personality types? And this will be reflected, this will be their company motto, or how their company, or who the leaders in the company, how they choose their direction. And I already know that I am someone that is going to push to the extremes. I don't need a lot of hand holding. I don't need a lot of babysitting. I like working on my own wheels, and I like having that kind of control to modify and tweak and stuff if I want to. And I like that kind of freedom. So I'm looking for what company fits most more to that level, right? And quickly I found out that King Song is pretty safe and good and make reliable wheels, although maybe not so much with the S22. But In Motion is very into the aesthetic of the wheel, make a pretty wheel, make something heavy
Safe
in
wheel.
electronics. Yes.
Too much safe.
Safe, lots of very safe, a lot of hand holding and babysitting, right? and then the Leaper Kim looked really good, and Bigote, I got the impression right away that Bigote doesn't care about you at all, but they'll give you like a raw machine that you can access all the power you want. You can crash it all you want and all that stuff. And you can take it apart. It's very simple machine that is easy to take apart, and you can modify it and all that. It doesn't have all the fluff and all that stuff, but it's easy to work on, and it has raw power. So I was instantly like, yep, Bigote sounds like my type of wheel. And then also Leaper Kim sounded like my type also, but mostly because at that time the veteran Sherman was the long range wheel to get, and Marty already told me I needed a long range wheel, so that would be that. So those are the two companies, and now that Bigote has the long range wheels as well, everything will probably just be with Bigote now.
Yeah, I think that is important for us to I'm making questions that the people ask. For you, I'm going to make you another. I know that you have some pets that there with you. You have the card pets. You have the what's the name? Gazilla. What's the name of the pet? The pets.
My pet?
Yes, you have 3 or 4.
Oh, my pads! I have the Grizzly pads and the Clark.
The Clark pads.
Yeah, Clark.
Yeah, Clark pads. What you think? What is for you the best ones? Why do you choose ones from the other ones? there is something special for you, or they are make they work all of them. They work for you. How can I put it? For each board, you have a type of pads that you use.
All of my wheels now all have Clark pads on them, and the Clark Titan pads are my favorite because they're the only pads, I believe they're the only pads on the market that has this soft foam. The Clark Titans are made of this special soft foam,
Mm-hmm.
and it's the first and only one that I found that doesn't give me hot spots. And so, what I think is because I'm a lighter rider, then I need to push more in order to get that speed because I can't rely on raw weight to
Mm-hmm.
get the speed, and because I don't have the height, so I don't have the height leverage, and then I don't have the raw weight. So instead, I'm actively pushing hard against these pads, and that so then that ends up with me getting hot spots on my shins. And
Mm-hmm.
this soft foam that is only available with the Clark Titans that I know of
Mm-hmm.
are the only ones that doesn't give me hot spots and doesn't leave bruises on my shin from pushing so hard on them. They're super comfy, and that's
Mm-hmm.
why these are my favorite ones. And then second place would go to the Grizzly Flow pads because those are the most versatile and customizable in that you can like really set the angles and all that. And they're the prettiest pads too, I think.
Pretty, but we are not talking about pretty. We are talking about
Well,
safety.
that's pretty is I'll get you points. You don't know how long I kept the Grizzly pads because I was like, oh, but they're so pretty.
So, and then I'm going to ask you for you talking about now pedals. Uh, what you love more and why? What is the difference for you?
So my pedal of choice is the Adam G custom CNC pedals that he makes himself in San
Mm-hmm.
Diego. So it's local, it's high quality. He makes three different models: the Comfort, which are really large, and then the Pro, which are the tiniest ones.
Mm-hmm.
And my favorite is the Trail, which is the one that Roger um, designed. And Roger Hajali, he's like racer, like you see rider extraordinaire, like Tony Clark, he can fix anything and all that good stuff, right? So he designed the trail pads, and then they're like perfect. They're small, and so the smaller the pedals, did I just say I don't know, but the
Mm-hmm.
smaller the pedal, the less chance of a pedal clip.
Mm-hmm.
And then it has like tons of holes, so it has tons of spikes. It's totally grippy, it's totally comfy. You can set the, oh my gosh, what is this called?
The pets,
No, the
pedals.
pedal angle. The I forgot. You can set the pedal angle, and then you can adjust the tension so that you know they stay up not by magnet, they stay up by tension. Oh my gosh, I keep that word keeps, the angle
Pedal
of the
angle.
dihedral, the
Yeah.
dihedral angle.
Mm-hmm.
So you can change the dihedral angle on them, and
Thank you,
and
Christy.
I have crashed in these pedals so many times, and they will take a hit. There was one time it was on a dirt road, and I swear I smashed full speed into a tree trunk that was cut out. So the tree trunk was short, but I pedal clipped it. But I didn't just pedal clip it like this. Like I went into the tree stump with my pedal, and it like took out a whole chunk of the tree stump, and the pedal was fine. So I mean the pedals are strong, they're high
Mm-hmm.
quality, and I
Thanks,
mean they're made
Robert,
right
too.
here, and they're like perfect. So those are my favorites.
So when you ride, there is a question here. I want to put this question because I think it's important because we are talking. You are a lady. That is like this. Any tips for a woman who wants to get into racing?
Lots of tips. I
Please.
mean, so
I think it's important. We have to have more ladies. I love to have more kids, more ladies. We have Nadia. We have so many kids are starting now, and
mhm.
I think that is good for the community to grow this. And you today, I know maybe you don't want to be, but you are in this box of people who are going to help a lot the community of ladies to come more and more, and we're having more, we're having racing, we're having I think sometimes the people don't understand what is this sport, and they are afraid, and you are showing that this sport we can do, all of us, and have lots of fun.
So when before I was racing motorcycles, I was actually a motorcycle instructor track
Mm-hmm.
on the track. So I would teach mid to high level racing techniques or riding techniques on the track. I had my bullet cam on my helmet, so I would record guys going around, and then we come back and we talk about, okay, how did you do your lines, how you take the turns, how are you leading, where's your body position, and all that. So I am well aware on how to train to be to race and stuff. And for the very very starting level, I would say, I mean, there's just so much to learn. You want to learn about lines, on how to break a turn apart into straight lines, because you go fastest in a straight line. So in a turn, you don't want to do a turn. You want to cut it, go hard and deep into a turn, hard break, like swivel around, and then come out as soon as you can straighten out again. Then you shoot out of the turn as quick as possible. But if you break it down into straight lines, then that'll be the fastest. You want to work out, you want to be in good physical shape, because it's going to take stamina, it's going to take strength to whip these machines around. You want to have all the best gear, because you're going to fall, you're going to be pushing limits. You're going to want to learn how to control the wobbles, hard braking, hard acceleration. So I mean, the very first levels, though, is just get used to your wheel. The wobbles at any level, and practice your accelerations and practice your starts. Practice late braking, practice early gunning it out of the turn, and knowing your wheel, knowing your PWMs, and how far you can push the wheel until you get an overlean, or you get a cutout, or the wheel gives out. And then the winning the win what determines the winner is going to be your attitude, and how well you can coax every little bit of power out of that wheel, how to maintain your corner speeds, um, yeah, yeah, and then your body position, and what pads will give you the most amount of support and push and allow you to get that power out of your wheel. I mean, there's just every little bit of it. Being a racer means that you have learned and perfected every little part of your machine, so that you and your machine and are able to work as one, to go as fast as possible through a set of turns or obstacles. So whoever's the best rider will get it. Although there is quite a bit of luck that goes into that as well. You know, how well you start. If another rider crashes and stuff like that, you'll have to be good at crashing. So that's one of my strengths. And even though it sounds horrible, but I know when I first started learning martial arts, the first thing we learned was not how to throw a punch. The first thing we learned was how to fall, because we will always fall if we are pushing and we're trying and we're learning and we're exploring. It's not realistic to expect of us to never fail, never make a mistake, and never fall. So the very first thing we learn is how do you fall so that you don't get injured to the point of getting taken out of the game. You fall, you understand it's just a part of it. You fall, you tuck, you roll, you get right back up on your feet, and you can go again. And that is a big thing. So you need to learn how to fall first off, and you need to have your gear, because your gear will help you not get hurt so bad, so that you can just get right back up, shake it off, and then try it again, because it's going to take some effort. It's going to take failing. It's going to take mistakes to be able to get to those levels.
Yeah, that's very good. I'm learning. I'm just listening. I think it's the first times I don't speak so much. I just going to ask you something. Do you do you always don't go out with no gears, or you always are with gears, with your
Oh, I
protections?
if I'm just tootling around, I won't wear gear. Um, but I'm old, so I come from when there wasn't seat belts, and we were, you know, back of the station wagon, and there's no seat belts, and there's no nothing, there's no protection. I would just jump on wild horses that, I don't even know, and I just jump on them, and then they'd be running full speed, and they'd buck me off. I'd fall and hit my head on rocks, and then get back up again and jump on the next wild horse. And none of the, I was like a crazy child, right? So yeah, I gear is very important, absolutely, and I try to wear gear all the time. But if I'm tootling around at like 5 miles an hour and
Hmm.
stuff, I don't. I'm not a gear Nazi,
Hmm.
so I know all the
No
importance of
Robocop.
gear. Yeah. I'm not. And I don't care what other people do. I can tell you
Hmm.
what is logical, and I can advise you, and what's a smart thing to do. But do I always do the smart thing? Nah. So I also understand the other side of it. But yeah, it's just, whatever I feel comfortable with. But so far, if I don't wear gear, a lot of times, if I don't wear gear, I'll get hurt, and then I'll learn my lesson and go, yeah, next time I should wear gear. Or, so I learned the hard way, just like everyone else.
So I'm going to make you. There is a person is a question that is good. How many bones have you broke in your life?
I have broken just about every bone in my body, at least once. I've broken them multiple times. My ribs break all the time, and I have permanent issues now, with the muscles around my ribs where they
Hmm.
will cramp and stuff. Oh my gosh, I have permanent issues on, so my whole left side of my body is completely messed up. Things will pop out of place and stuff. For no reason at all. Well, not no reason at all. I've torn so many ligaments and stuff, tendons and ligaments, those things that stabilize you. And the soft tissue stuff is actually worse than breaking bones.
Hmm.
Breaking bones to me is like nothing.
Hmm.
I'll break bones and I'll know I'll be back in a couple weeks. It's not a big
Hmm.
deal. But torn ligaments and tendons, that takes years, and it doesn't fully recover because there's less blood flow to those things. Those soft tissue, tendons and ligaments, they don't heal up properly, and they're not as readily available. Bones, your body will put out bones all the time. And how you get stronger bones is by concussion.
Uh-huh.
So you do more and more concussion, it will dense up your bones. Tendons and ligaments take a long
Long
time to
time.
build up and strengthen up. And then when you damage them, they take forever to heal. So that's actually the worst one. But how many? I I don't even know how to count that, because I've broken so many of the same ones multiple times. But I'll tell you, my worst crash was a race crash, and that one should have killed me by all accounts. That one was 15 broken bones, um, not including the skull fracture completely crushing my jaw and broken teeth. And I mean, that one should have absolutely killed me. And so that was the worst crash. But everything else is just a few bones here and there, no big deal.
So I see the last video when you have the accident, and I was seeing you talking about in a life, and I was looking, and you do you get upset when you after the crashes that you don't like to talk about it, and because the last time you was in a life, it was like, oh, I don't want to talk about it. That is another thing. Let's change the subject. Let's leave it for a. Is something that upset you a lot? Is something that
Oh,
you maybe you think you have made a mistake or something like that, or uh, 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 how do you see it when you come out of a crash? Like me, when I come out of a crash, I'm very upset, and I'm trying to find what was the reasons,
mhm.
because that is
Well,
what intrigued me more, is why that happened.
yeah. Um, yeah, like I crash and then it's upsetting, I guess. But
See,
I was able
I will
to
see one.
figure out why I crashed. So I mean, Roger flat out just told me you overleaned it, and then I looked into what overlean means, and I was like, how do I overlean? I'm like little. I thought overlean was just something that the big boys needed to worry about. And this is supposed to be the most powerful you see on the market right
Yeah,
now.
but
How do I overlean it, right?
yes,
So,
you go very fast. Come on, come on.
but
We know that. Don't need to. I see when you was with the Sherman that I write to you, and you was telling, but that is, hey, why is this beeping all the time? And then I write to you. I think that is you have to change the mode, and then you was to, I think, to Roger to change the to the mode of the Sherman. And then you said
yeah,
that then you change the mode and you continue to tell that is don't stop to peep. That is always
yeah,
peeping here.
it's still beeping.
Do
But
you think?
I
Do you think now that today you have a big machine in your hands? Do you what you like? What you like now that you have this machine? Do you think you have now the perfect machine for you, or you'd love to see what you love to see more in the future?
it's not powerful enough. I freaking overleaned it over nothing. Like, so no, this is not good enough. It's like give us more power. Not necessarily for me to go fast because I don't actually think that I want to go much faster than 55 miles an hour because I know crashing at 55 miles an hour in EUC gear, not
Mm-hmm.
full leathers,
Mm-hmm.
on the road and on the terrain that we are on is getting into really dangerous territory. So you go much faster than that. You really want to be wearing full leathers, and you really don't want to be crashing like that because on the street you can get run over by cars. You can hit a telephone pole. If you hit something stationary at much more speeds than that, it's going to be really bad. So I want more power, but not because I want more speed. It's because I want to be able to have that overhead, that safety overhead. I want to be able to lean and not over lean and not overpower the wheel and just crash. So, having more overhead would be great.
Mm-hmm. And do you think I'm going to put it like this? I know that you are a AUC rider, but I would love to ask you this. I think it's important because you told in the beginning that you are in the beginning for a one wheel, and then you came to the AUC because of the difference that you talk about it. Do you ever try a one wheel? Do you ever try electro skateboard? Do you, or you came directly to the AUC?
Well, I went directly to the EUC because I ordered my RS19 immediately, and then
Mm-hmm.
I got that. But since then, on group rides, people have brought their one wheels, and then on the intro to speed, when we do
Mm-hmm.
our track days, it's run by people that have all the electric
Mm-hmm.
skateboards and stuff. So I've tried the electric skateboard, I've tried the one wheel, and they're cute. Mhm.
This is cute. Okay, I think you don't try it. The big boys of the skateboards, they can go fast too. It's a
They
different
oh
one.
no, they're fast. I know they're fast because they pass me on the
Hmm.
track all
Yeah,
the
yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah.
They're too fast. It's just not it's not my style. And oh, you know what it is? They're super loud.
Hmm.
So I am going for the flow. I'm going for something that is like magical and soothing to my soul. And the sound that the electric skateboards make is not soothing to my soul.
Yeah, because they use the gear drives, and gear drives is metal with metal, and then they have to make these noises very loud. But if you change for a simple like I don't know, rims and everything, you're not going to listen nothing. It's like so silence. And if you have up motors is inside of the wheels, the tires, then you maybe you're not going to listen to them because they are not going to
Yeah.
exist. But for it's like motors. You have motors, you have to have noise, and the guys want to listen to this. And when you are racing like a skateboard, you have a control in your hands, you have to listen to this sound to know where you can brake and where you can give the gas to come out of the curves. uh,
Yeah.
I'm learning with you guys the AUCs, huh? AUCs is something new for me. I'm starting now with the Sherman, very, very, very. But I think there is lots of machines out there. So I see you last day riding with. I was thinking to myself, you coming to 50, 55 miles per hour, and then you come with this small baby that you have there now, that 10-4 T4. What's the name of this?
Oh, the M104.
Yes, that is
Yes.
like a small baby. That is like,
Yes.
and I was seeing
Adorable.
you today, the video of you trying to go for a ride, and you are like shaking all the time. How is the sensation? How do you see? I see that like something that you're going to play, not for riding. For me, that's what I see. How can you describe it?
Okay. So yeah, it seems like it's just a little toy, right? But it uses a lot of your stabilizing muscles and it
Look at this.
forces you, yeah, it forces you to use more of your micro muscles, your micro stabilizing muscles than the bigger wheels because it's so small. With the
Hmm.
bigger wheels, you can use bigger muscles to
Hmm.
hug around the wheel, right? And you're getting
Hmm.
support with the size of the wheel. Since you can't do that with the little one, it is forcing your little micro muscles to take on the responsibility to hold themselves up. And so it is more tiring. It is forcing those little mini micro stabilizing muscles to work. It's forcing different ones to work because the whole dynamic of this little wheel is different than a big wheel. And so to me, being able to learn this and build those muscles and all that will only make you a better rider. I get on this thing and it is very humbling
Hmm.
to to have this little thing kick my butt.
I see the
But
day that you receive it, and you was very happy, and then you
yes,
was you was all the time saying, "Why my tire is different than your tire?" And I was asking,
everyone, no, everyone was saying that mine was smaller than their M4s, and then it looked to me like it was, and I was starting to believe them, and so then I called him the runt. He was like the
yes.
runt of the litter.
uh, how can you put this electro device in a mark, this AUC? Do you think this AUC is maybe for you to use it more in the city, and like you are uh, to work, to go shopping, like buying something? Do you think that is the right device for us to use it? Because
Absolutely.
long range and something like that, I don't see it.
Not the long range stuff, not the real riding stuff, but you need to go down, a couple blocks to the store. You can get a trolley handle for that M104,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can trolley it just, and so it's lighter, it's the lightest, it's the easiest to pick up with one hand and or trolley it. And you can go into any stores and people aren't going to be intimidated by it, seeing it. I
Mm-hmm.
think some people get intimidated when they see our big old,
Yeah.
riding this big old EX30 coming into the store. People are like, whoa, what's that, right? But a little tiny M10 Ford, they're like, oh my God, that's so adorable. And I'm like, yes, isn't it?
Alors,
And then
Romano.
it's welcome. It's welcome anywhere you go. And it's easier to learn tricks on, and you're building up your skills and all that. And it's easier to go learn how to go backwards on. And those skills, when you learn it on the M104, when it's easier,
Mhm.
that will translate to the bigger wheels too. So it's like a stepping stone.
Because that was a
So
big change. When you see what you see as small wheels, we have a big tire, is very small, very portable. You can take it everywhere. It's easy for you to put it every place. And that is the question we see now. The second generation coming, and you are using the second generation, and you have pets in there.
yes,
I was more impressed. You can put the pads in there. Sometimes I'm here with my Sherman that is so big. I don't. It's not easy to find a place to put in the right position, and you
uh-huh.
put it in this small thing. They are with pads, and I was like, "That's not normal." Do you? Do
Well,
you?
when I put the pads on, then I'm able to jump them. Well,
Mhm.
it's a bunny hop, but you can jump these. You can jump them up curves and stuff.
Do you going to try it to throw it in water to see if that is water? Do you see the
No.
video? Do you see the video with the guy who's sending that in water? Do you
Well,
believe it?
he didn't throw an M104 into the water. I thought he threw something else into the water. It was an A2 or something, that which is like the big brother to the M104, and they're
Okay.
trying to say that that's waterproof. But even when he brought it out of the water, there was water in the
Uh-huh.
headlight, so it's not waterproof. And anyone watching those videos have to take it with a grain of salt, because
Yes.
if it rusts a few days later
Uh-huh.
or a few weeks later, if you got rust problems, you got bearing problems, or the motherboard blows, they're not going to come back and tell you that. They're just going to trash it and get another one off the line. So don't believe that. I mean, use your common sense.
I'm just going to tell something for all of you guys. That is a joke. You're having something electric with batteries that can burn your house. Don't trust it. If something happen and of these devices and you have water, please go to a guy who can work that. Leave it outside of your home. And I know because happens to me. I was in a ride and happens the guy made a mistake and I touch my AUC in his tire and my AUC was in the water for maybe 10 20 seconds, and when I take out I have to put everything in rice for 2 weeks to clean it, to see if everything was okay. I have lucky that nothing happens, but because that's what one thing I think everybody has to do is open your devices, AUCs, skateboards, one wheels, and isolate everything. If you have any glue, hot glue, try to isolate everything. That way you have a better chance that don't comes no water. And what that was one thing happened to my AUC before the accident. I opened everything and I isolated completely, and that was no problems to me. It was no water inside, but I put everything 2 weeks in rice because I think rice is the best thing to take all the water and everything you have, because the rice is like take everything out. For you, I'm going to ask you like this. For you, do you think is important for everybody? I know that sometimes I listen, oh, I'm a lady, I don't know how to do that. And or guys, do you think it's important for us to know how to open our devices, our AUCs or PVs? Do you think it's important for us to learn what is inside of what you are using?
Well, that's something that I've always done. So my first car was a 74 Ford Pinto, and I
Mm-hmm.
learned how to work on that. That's a very easy engine. So, but that gave me the basics of understanding. It's like anything that you do, you want to be able to have a good idea how to do basic maintenance and stuff like that.
Like
So
this.
on my on my motorcycles, I could take my motorcycles apart and I could do all the oil changes. I could take out the rims for tire changes. I could go all the way down to do valve adjustments on the motorcycle. And that's important too, especially for the ladies. Well, I don't think you're going to have that problem in the EUC. Well, no, you might, because I remember
Yeah,
Jennifer
you.
Crusher saying that
Mm-hmm.
she had a problem. And the problem being that if you take it to a shop, then you could be ending up having to pay more than you should or have to. But it's so easy to learn how to do it yourself. And then you know, one, that it's getting done right, and you can check all the other things in addition while you're in there, and it's just so much easier to do it at home. And the key thing to know is that nothing is truly difficult. Everything is easy to do. It's just the time and effort to do it, and it's just a little bit of know-how. But in this day and age with YouTube videos, we can share our know-hows,
Yes.
and I can literally watch a video on, oh, actually literally, okay, so I just told you
Look at
how.
this. This is everything you do. I think it's fantastic. You did everything yourself, and you are
Yeah.
showing to everybody to see it how you did, and you repair most of your AUC.
Yeah. Roger taught me a lot, and so I'm very grateful to him. And then I do have my community that I can ask questions and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. But I mean, we all have access to that with the internet now, so that is a big help. And I'd say lean into that and don't be afraid to do it yourself, because this stuff isn't hard to do. It's just that we don't know how to do it, but that information is very easily shared amongst us all.
I think it's important for everybody to know. My wife, she knows how to do most of the things because sometimes I teach her or sometimes I tell her we have the digital world today, and it's so easy for you to go to a forum or for you to go to a group, and you can make your question. It's going to be not all of them 100% the best for you, but I think they're going to help you a lot. And I think you have to make your hands dirty and learn for yourself how to repair everything. And if you have friends close to you, like Robert, like you talk always, most of the videos you talk about that. You talk about Marty. I think they have different ideas, different ways of teaching to everyone, and I think it's important for us to have a community like that, that we can learn so
Yeah.
much. And sometimes we are alone riding and we need to fix it alone, and you are in a place that you don't have nobody to help you, and sometimes you can go out of a bad situation for yourself.
Mhm.
And today is not so difficult to do it. I think that is easy for all of you that out there. It's easy. Try it. I always try to do my things. So I'm going to ask you like this: from all the machines that you ride till today, uh, tell me the three best machines that you said, okay, this was the three best machines. I know that you ride a lot. You the V13. We're not going to come to this because we're not going to talk about companies. I want to listen to your opinion as a rider. What was the three best machines AUCs that you ride till today that you say, okay, this is the ones that I love, me personally.
Okay.
So the first one is this one, direct to you, 100%. Do
The
you love?
EX30?
Yes, that we do.
Yeah.
You don't need to need it because in the video you said that is my machine. I'm going to. I love it.
Yeah.
So
Most power, most torque. The I love the design. I love the suspension system on it. I prefer this suspension system rather than to have the like the Sherman S style, the V13 style, that style, the Commander Pro. I like this suspension system better. So this is my favorite. Okay, so I'm going to interpret your question as what are my top three wheels that I must have, and because that's easier in my head to
Mm-hmm.
think, and I would say my EX30,
Mm-hmm.
my Dirt Master, and my M103
Okay. I was
because
surprised.
I need to have a small wheel.
Mm-hmm.
So M103 or M104, I need to have a small wheel. I mean, it is just so important. I always have one in my car.
Mm-hmm.
And now I would feel naked if I had to go anywhere without a wheel. I need to have a wheel. So the M103, one of those is going to be sitting in my car all the time. I need to have one handy just in case because I don't want to walk like a peasant.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then my Dirt Master is the best wheel for the dirt. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm now starting to love the dirt and love the skills that it brings me when I learn how to do dirt. I used to be so scared of the dirt before. So I love that. And if you want to play in the dirt, I think the Dirt Master is it. I love the S22 and I loved how it feels, but it's still blowing up things. It's still blowing up motherboards. It's still like blown up sliders and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. So I'm sticking with my Dirt Master. It has been perfect and without any problems. And then as my one wheel that I can do anything with, my EX30, it has a long range. I
Mm-hmm.
can do a little bit of dirt on it. I can do it. When people say, "Hey, let's go on a ride," and I don't know how many miles it is, and I don't know if it's going to be a dirt or street or a combination of both, and I just don't know all this stuff. Or I'm going on a weekend trip and I
Mm-hmm.
can only bring one wheel. This can do everything. And I know that no matter what the rides are going to be, I can get it done with my EX30. So those are my top three.
So, I'm going to make you another question. Is like this: you are a lady who like to ride more street off-road. What is for you, or both of them?
Wait, say that again?
What you love more to ride? In what is the best street or off-road?
Um, oh my God. Well, I guess the street because I rule the street.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been having so much fun learning the dirt. And I like that dirt you can find challenging things that challenge your brain, your mind, and your body without having to go fast. So if you happen to crash on the dirt, it's not going to hurt quite so much. But on the street, you have to compensate by going fast. And if you crash going fast, then you'll get more hurt. So I don't know. I like them both, but I'm better on the street for sure. I still suck on the dirt.
So, and I'm going to ask you: do you think in the future we have a beautiful lady and some boys now jumping a lot? Is something that you like to try it, or you are trying, or is something you will try in the future, trying to make some jumps?
Yes, I have done a little bit of jumps here and there. I'm still trying to figure out. Okay, so jumping is a whole different animal. So everything about me and how my ride and stuff like that, you'll see. Whenever I'm in doubt, I gun it. So that was not a good thing when I was learning how to jump because if I get air, my first instinct is to gun it, and then you're gonna dip down, and then you're gonna spin the tire. The wheel beeps because I'm spinning it up too much. So I am having to learn that when I get air, I need to pause and go into neutral and then go down and stuff. And that pause and the neutral, that is a hard thing for me to learn. It's like trying to tell me to stop and smell the flowers. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so hard. Because yeah, my first instinct is to gun it. Whenever I get scared, it's gun it, gun it, gun it. That's my answer for anything. Go faster. But yeah, I've been trying out the jumping thing. It's not my thing, but I'm really enjoying learning new things and learning new skills. I will never, ever in my life even imagine to be on the level of UC girl
Nadia.
Nadia. She is absolutely insanely amazing. And I totally admire her. And I mean, she is so comfortable up in the air. It's incredible.
She is
So
flying.
yeah, she flies and she is so comfortable up in the air that she can even reach down and touch her heel or, do all these other things while she's up in the air. Well, when I'm up in the air and I'm this far off the ground, I'm like, ah! Give me back down, give me back down. I like my feet firmly planted on the ground. So I'm learning little jumps and bunny hops, and I'm trying to get myself used to that sensation and all that. Totally open to it. I totally love learning it. But will I ever be good at it? No, probably not.
So that is a good thing. I cannot jump. Can you go backwards? Are you a person
Yes,
who was difficult?
I can go backwards.
Is difficult to
Not so
learn?
much on the little wheel.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I made a video about going backwards and how to go backwards. You should watch that video.
I have to watch it. I'm watching here a video because I'm trying to find this day that you was riding and you was very close to losing your head, and
Oh,
that
the
was very
wire.
close. Yes. Uh,
Yeah.
do you know in what time of the video was this that this happened?
It was in the
How,
middle of the day.
yeah, because in the video are talking about that, and I didn't know where is exactly where was the cable that you came very close with your head.
Oh, it's I think it's a short. You have
I
to
was
look at
in
the
a short,
shorts.
but I don't find it.
Where's the one that said I almost died?
Yes, I was like you was very close.
Yeah, no, no, no. Go up. Go back up. Okay, it's one of those. I can't read it, but is there one that says that I almost died today? Oh yeah, that
Oh
one.
yeah,
Almost
yeah,
died.
this one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
This one.
this one,
Yeah.
when I see it, that was not for everybody. Don't see it. You was very lucky here.
I
Whew.
wasn't lucky. I saw it and I
Do you see
split
it?
my body in half.
But you see it very close, so
Yeah, what when if
that
you
was a
listen to the
surprise for you.
audio, yeah, when in the video when you hear me say, "Oh shit,"
Yeah,
that was my
yeah. I was like, wow, and I was like, whew. There is some days. Do you always write in places that you trust, or you always trying to find new places to write?
I don't know that many places to ride, so I'll just ride anywhere. And yeah, I don't know. They were doing something, and I didn't know what they were doing. And then I didn't know that big machine thing was a cable trailer.
Yeah, there was changing the cables of the electricity. I know
Yeah, so
because my father worked with that.
so I saw it before, but the cable was on the ground.
Yes.
And so I thought, I was looking for the cable on the ground, and it wasn't until the very last minute I saw that they had made it taut, and it was above, and it was like, so immediately I was like, where's the cable? I'm looking for the cable, and I was just gonna ride over the cable. That
Yeah.
was my whole thought, and then I all of a sudden realized, oh shit, the cable's up top, and I'm gonna hit it, and I slammed myself down and I folded myself in half to avoid it. And then I was so shocked that I didn't crash and I didn't die and all that stuff. So I stopped and I turned around and I was like, oh my gosh, they made the cable taut and there wasn't any signs or cones or anything to block it. And yeah, I was just like, but then I was laughing because I was like, that was awesome. I didn't die. So the best feeling in the world is when you do all this
Uh
training,
huh.
and then in instances like this, like I never trained for this specifically,
Mm-hmm.
but it was really nice to have all of those moments come together, and you see me even swerve over to try and get closer to the cable car because
Mm-hmm.
that's where the wire is a little bit taller than the
Mm-hmm.
rest of it. And so you see me swerve there, but I didn't lose control of my wheel. I didn't go down, and I was able to bend myself in half and then come back up again without any problems. And I was just so proud of myself, and that's awesome.
So I'm going to tell you what was the top speed that you achieved till today in one AUC. Was the with the last one, the 55.1?
56 miles an hour on my master is the
Okay.
fastest.
How do you see the V13? You ride it, you test it. How do you see it? So much safety, so much tanks, so big, was so many spectacular before coming out telling that that was like this, that is going to be like this, and how do you see it? How you as a rider that you test it, because we have to think not everybody is big. The normal sight from the persons is like you or I'm a big guy, but normally don't you think the V13 is very big?
Yeah, it was really big, but it didn't feel big. So like when I am putting it in the car and when I'm pushing it around, that's when it would feel big and
I
heavy to
see
me.
with
And
you
the
with the
V13,
I see with the Marty when you take it out and everything, that was a big machine. That is big.
you know what? I didn't know how big it looked on me until Marty took a picture,
Uh-huh.
and we have that picture, and then he posted it. And when I saw that picture of me with the V13, that was the first time I realized how big the V13 was, because just me looking down at it and riding it, it didn't feel that big to me. And the difference is the Master Pro, that one feels big to me. That one
Mm-hmm.
feels big to ride it. It feels
Mm-hmm.
heavy to ride it. And it's funny because they're only like, 4 pounds difference.
Mm-hmm.
But the V13 didn't feel big and heavy. And the thing with the V13 is when I go fast on the V13, I feel like I'm cheating. And I feel like it's not that big a deal
Mm-hmm.
because, I can go the same speed on the V13, but there's no real risk of dying. So then it's like, what's the big deal? You're just cheating.
You
If
don't
you're
see
racing,
you don't feel your heart beating a little
yeah,
faster.
yeah. If
You need
you
that.
Yeah, if you go fast on a master, everyone knows that you go fast on a master, you're like playing with death, you're
Guys,
you're
I just going to say to everyone, sorry, I'm going to, but you have to see the videos from her. Sometimes it's so funny because I cannot forget what she was. That was so I like the Sherman for my reasons, but I was seeing the video from her, and that was seeing that she was starting to be upset because that is beeping all the time. Why can I go not close to 50 miles per hour? What is happening here? And then she changed everything and she come to the second she said, okay, now I can do it, now I can go faster, and then start to peep again, and you are like, oh, that's starting to peep again. I change everything. I put everything in high
it
speed,
was the high speed
high
mode.
speed mode. So that is just illusion. I can tell you, I have without and with. You notice, I don't notice so big difference.
Oh,
I think that was just update for the lovers of the chairman to
uh,
can get the more speed of them. You're going to get a little more speed, but it's not going to change so much. Yes, I have the Sherman. I have my reason because I'm a big guy, and I put everything together in one package. And because of the suspension and everything, I said, okay, that is the best one for me in all the package. Because I need the distance, I need the range, because I'm a person who rides lots of miles every day. But I have to understand there is lots of good machines out there, and I ride with my friends. The first time I see that your love that you have in your back, and I see the guy riding. Of course, you have lots of power in this machine, but for me, when I have more power, I don't know if then it's not going to seek my battery faster, and I need to have battery for range. and
Mm-hmm.
more power that you have, less range you're going to have it. And for me, I was like 100 volts is okay for a starter because I'm a starter. You have to think I don't have so much experience like you and most of the guys. And I think I was trying to have a balance machine
Yeah.
that I can say,
Yeah.
okay, I can trust is a machine that is in mark, I can trust. And then I see some videos that the people are upset of that and that and that, and I say, okay, I'm going to try it. And before I was wanting to have the Sherman Max, like you have the Sherman, the first one, the original one, and I think that is a machine don't give too much problems. And I'm a guy who I'm always falling. I was about 2 days ago off road with my friends. I'm not the experienced guy. I think I fall 20 times because yeah, if you, I'm always falling because I'm trying to do what I cannot do.
Yeah.
And if you don't have the experience, of course, you're going to fall.
Yeah.
And it's like I don't know how long is my Sherman is going to stand up for this off-road and road because I think the Sherman is not made for off-road machine. I think the S22 is made for that. There is machines ready, uh,
The
but we,
mass.
yes, the master. Okay. So now I'm going to put it like this because that is not today about me, it's about you. Do you think now that we are using the suspensions, do you think that was a big that has changed everything for the AUCs coming
Oh yeah.
do you see yourself coming back for a no suspension AUC?
No. There's no reason.
I asked to ask this because I think it's important for the people out there to understand because I think this is the future. The AUC is now from 100 to 1000 because of the suspension. The suspension changed everything for the AUC. You have
Yeah.
something. I was like yesterday riding more than 100 miles, and with my skateboard, if I make 100 miles, I'm not going to move my feet with lots of
Uh-huh.
pains because I don't have suspension or nothing. And with this, I was able to ride so many miles, and I don't
That's good.
feel nothing. I was like, it's comfort, everything. And I think that
Yeah.
was something that the AUC win once again. I think the
Yeah.
AUC is uh, the package for the PVs that we need. If you want to have fun, you have the skateboards and everything, but you cannot take it everywhere. The AUC you can put easily in your car. You're not going to use too much space. You can go everywhere. You have distance, you have range, you have power, you have everything. I think,
Different terrains,
hmm,
dirt and road.
yeah, you have
It's
everything
more
inside.
versatile.
Yes, I think that is something. It's not easy for me to say to my friends, Nelson, you are changing. I'm not changing. I have maybe 11 or 12 electro skateboards here in my home,
Uh-huh.
but I have to say the truth. The
Yeah.
AUCs is a big change. I love my one wheel too. But the one wheel, I don't have speed. I don't have. I can go downhill. I can do tricks and something like that. But I cannot go fast. If I go fast, I'm going to have a nosedive for sure.
Mhm.
And that is not one time or two times that I have the nosedive because I forget that the one wheel you cannot go faster. Is very you cannot go fast. This is the truth. Sometimes, so we are coming more than 1 hour. First of all, I want to say so much thank you. What you are doing for the community, you are doing a lot. You are a very very happy person. You bring all of us uh, lots of good things. You inspire new ladies, new people to come and start to use the PVs and get trust. I hope that you have, like Nadia. Nadia was here in the beginning. She was with 3,000 subscribers. Today she has close to 150,000 in Instagram. And I know that you're going to get there too because I think, yes, come on. I think you're going to get there because, first of all, you are very nice, you are happy, you bring lots of good vibes for all of us, and your information is from a rider. And I love to see people, they are talking and they know what they are talking. That way I can learn, and lots of people can learn. And don't stop doing what you are doing. You are an inspiration for lots of us. For me, you are an inspiration, and I have close to 300 interviews here. And I love to see ladies here in these interviews showing to all of us that they know more than us. You know more than me. For sure. And I'm very happy to learn so much stuff from you. And I'm like, I know other persons like Matty, like Robert, like this person. I want to show this person. I think this person is very special for you too. And I want to talk about this shop because I think it deserves. Tell us a little just before we finish. I don't want to forget him. Who is this gentleman that sell you the...
Liam?
Uh-huh.
Liam. It is Liam!
Tell us a little, make a little propaganda, guys. I just want to say what you are doing here. I don't receive nothing. Like you know, the channel is free. But if there is a person who take care of the riders, I am always happy to have them and to talk about them. Tell us a little about his shop, what he's doing, a little propaganda for him. I think he deserves it.
Okay, so that is Liam Ung, and he is with the EUC Underground. And he created this little business so that we could get our wheels at a much better price. Like he's selling any Begode or Commander Pro wheels we can get, and we can,
look,
you know,
that's so nice.
we got our little M10 4s for like $600, and then the
that is a
EX30,
good price. Come on, that is a
yeah,
very good price. I want
EX30s
one.
for like $3,300, $3,200 around there.
Guys,
So I mean,
600. I want one.
yes,
Here is 1,300.
The very best prices, and you still get the 1-year warranty with the company. So you know that's not an issue. And you can totally trust Liam, and he ships wherever you want. You know, you just have to pay for the shipping.
Okay,
or whatever.
in USA.
Yeah, sometimes he includes the
If
shipping.
he says anywhere, the guys from Australia, they want to have it, and he's going to maybe have a problem.
So basically what is going on is he's not in it for the money. He's just trying to get these wheels in and get it to us at a reasonable price. And then he extended this out to the public is what's going on, because you know we're the night riders, and so we're the fast riders and SoCal and stuff like that. And so I think originally he was just doing this to help us out, and then it was like, oh well, I can help out others as well. And so he just extended this out to more people. And so he's one of us. He's, you know, one of our gang, and it's part of our community, and it's perfect. We're able to get wheels for like a lot cheaper than anywhere else, and it's awesome.
So first of all, I hope that everybody goes there and give a nice like to him. We have to always thank to these persons who are trying to help the community. For us, I'm always the guy for the community. I don't win nothing with this. I'm a cook. I don't have nothing to do. And you are a champion. First of all, I'm very happy to have you here. And that was more than 1 hour of having. That was a bless for me. I want to thank you so much for taking your time to come here. And I hope to see more and more videos from you. And please don't crash yourself, because you are a very fast lady. And lots of ladies who come here, they are the first ones to say, oh, she's fast. Come on. I know that you don't want to say it. That is something that we don't notice. But you are doing it in the right way. I hope to see you maybe in 1 year, and you can tell me the updates of what you are riding. We are coming now to 300 interviews. You are, I think, the 298 interview with riders.
Ooh, I like that number.
Yeah, and it's a pleasure to have you here. I hope that you inspire more ladies, more kids, more people, men too, to follow you. And guys, don't forget, go to the, I'm going to leave all the links. I just need the link then from Robert. I want to put it there too.
Right.
Yes, Roger, sorry. Roger, and I want to put it there. Go, guys, go there, subscribe, help, give a nice like, and if you have the chance, leave a comment. If you have any questions, just go there. I think that is you inspire then the people to make more videos, to create more things for all of us. And I think that is the way we have to help the community. Inspiration is always very important. Like always, I know there is lots of questions, but I don't want to make this video very big. I want to leave you with the last words for your community who are seeing maybe later on in Facebook, in Twitter, or in YouTube. I put in, I think, 40 channels in Facebook, different groups, for you guys to see it, because the interest for us is not to make it in YouTube, it's for us to bring the information from her. She deserves it. I want to thank for everybody who came here. Thank you so much. And for you, I leave you with the last words for everyone who came to see you or going to see you later.
I don't know. Thank you, everyone. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please support our community. That is Liam with UC Underground, Roger Hajali, Marty Backey, the Night Riders, and I don't know, everyone else. Seth Johnson, Cobra. I don't know. What am I doing? I want to thank my mom. I want to thank God. Jesus. We love you all. Thank you so much.
We love you. We love you too. You are a very special person. Believe it. I'm not telling this. I'm telling. I follow you. I'm a guy who, when I like something, I follow it, and you have seen that. I see your videos. I like to see how you explain it, because I think you explain it the simple way. I think you are talking the way that you understand yourself and showing to the other ones. I just want to show something before we go. I think is important. What is this? I want you to make like, what is this, guys?
Oh, Amped Electric Games, Seth Johnson. Yes, the big community with Amped and Seth pulling together EUC riders and other PVs, but from like around the world. We went to the first Amped Electric Games in Arkansas, and it was amazing seeing like everybody together. And he's traveling around, and you know, then they did the M10-3, M10-4 games at Roger Hajali's shop here in SoCal. I think Seth is going around and trying to find the next spot for the next M10-3, M10-4 games, which was amazing when it happened. So definitely get your little wheels from Liam, and then you can join in on the next M10-3, M10-4 games. It's just,
look at this, the best female rider. So the people love you, and you are love you. Then everybody's sharing. I think is important. Thank you, thank you, Nelson, for the very nice interview. No, thank to her. She makes the interview perfect. I just want to say to all of you guys, go. There is the. I just want to change here. So here's in Instagram, YouTube channel. I just want to change it for you to see it. That is Roger. There is then you have in the Facebook, you're going to see lots of things from her. She's always very active. She's always riding. She loves to ride. And of course, I just want to show something for all of you. We're going to have next Monday, we're going to have another rider here. Of course, like always, we're going to have the Mad Max. He's a guy who likes vest, he likes one wheel, he's doing lots of stuff for the community, is helping, changing for you not to be stuck to a company. You have the Vesk. The Vesk is very good because Vesk is an open source that you can change and put everything together in your one wheel, and you don't have to be stuck to the Future Emotion. I don't want to say that the Future Emotion don't invented something for us, but I think the Future Emotion sometimes don't have the respect that the people deserve, the guys who are fixing and putting everything together. And I think we have to work, all of us, to together for the community. And I think Future Emotion could have more money. Is going to come a new board from Tony from China, and this AUC is going to help. Is going to be the float wheel, and I think it's going to be important for all of us to have a competition against Future Emotion. That way they have to step up to take care of the community. They are never again alone, and that is good for all of us, community, taking care of the community. I just want to make you the last question, because you talk about the night riders. What you love more, day or night to ride? I put you in a bad situation. No, you don't have to answer.
So you always try to make me choose, but here's the thing about me: I don't choose between two great things. I want them both. I want it all.
So I just want to say to all of you guys out there, enjoy it, have a good time. Don't forget, you are free to ride. Enjoy your freedom. I'm come from a country that we cannot ride. We are illegal. We cannot. We don't have, the laws are against us. That's why always ride fast, ride safe, and enjoy the life. And take care of you. And I see you in the next one. For you, it was a pleasure to meet you. And I hope one day we can ride together. I'm very jealous of the persons who ride with you every day, because I think they have a blessed riding with you. Thank you so much, guys, and I hope